under the shade of mango trees, open schools happening. That is something which has been kept intact over here. Besides, of course, a lot of aspects of modern learning and technology which has been incorporated into this university and its, and its teachings clearly. From here, of course, he will go for lunch to Bal Singh's residence and then, of course, progress for his road show, which is to happen at about 2 p.m. this afternoon if everything goes per schedule. And then, of course, after that 2-hour slot, which has been kept for the road show, he will be addressing a press conference, which is his last event for the day at about 4:15 this evening. Nabila?
Right. Paulami, we're getting some live visuals of Amit Shah's visit there. He's just moving about, meeting with the party workers and those supporters. In fact, at the university there, you said that he's going to be inaugurating a project as well. If you can give us a brief on it. Now, just a quick word on the political backlash here. Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress has been going gung-ho on social media platforms, particularly Twitter, hitting out at Amit Shah, calling him an outsider, saying that he does not know much about West Bengal, the people and the culture of it, and the kind of war that the TMC has waged going after the outsider jibe. What's been the BJP's response on that?
Well, as far as the outsider jibe is concerned, Amit Shah spoke with India Today yesterday as well, and he's addressed this question. What he says is that you might call me an outsider because I don't come from the state of West Bengal, but what about every BJP Karyakarta who hails from the state itself, and the leader of this party, whoever goes on to lead this party, if at all this party, of course, wins, that, of course, Mr. Shah is very confident that the BJP is coming to power in West Bengal in 2020. He says will be from the roots of Bengal itself. That leader, that chief ministerial face will be from Bengal. And as far as this whole insider-outsider contest that Mamata Banerjee has, of course, tried to sort of set the narrative up as, what he has to say is that you can't say that, every icon, who, be it a Khudiram Bose, be it Rabindranath Tagore, be it a Swami Vivekananda or Ramakrishna Paramahansa, you can't say that these are icons that belong only to Bengal. Yes, they emerged from this very soil of Bengal, but they are national icons and they belong to everyone. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore is someone who penned the national anthem for the country. He belongs to the whole country. Of course, he has given a lot to Bengal and Bengalis revere him. He is a legend as far as Bengali legacy is concerned. But the BJP's argument is that every icon belongs to the nation, be it from a state of Tamil Nadu, be it from a state of Bengal, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, wherever. They do not particularly, specifically belong to a particular state. So he has, of course, dismissed that argument of insider versus outsider.
Visuals coming in of Amit Shah there as he visits the Vishwa Bharati University. Paulami, take us to the significance of this particular university. Amit Shah visiting this place, a significant spot on his itinerary today.
Well, as far as Vishwa Bharati University is concerned, and if I talk about the area where it is in Shantiniketan in Bolpur district, in Birbhum district of Bolpur, this in itself is a landmark as far as the Bengal landscape is concerned. People come here just to pay their obeisance. This is almost like a pilgrimage for the Bengali people who come to Shantiniketan, specifically to Vishwa Bharati University, in order to pay their obeisance to Rabindranath Tagore, who I said, like I said, and everyone knows, is a legend as far as India's own history is concerned. He was a poet, he was an artist, he was a philosopher, someone whose teachings have been, of course, his writings specifically have been imbibed by generations together. It's not just the students of Vishwa Bharati University who are probably, learning about Rabindranath Tagore's writings and his poetry, but of course, in the entire country, there are, of course, courses which incorporate his poetry in it, his literature in it. So he has obviously given a lot to Bengali literature and history, something which has been translated in many, many languages so that everyone can, of course, understand the gift of his writings, his verses, his poetry, poetry, especially his, his whole collection of poems, Gitanjali, which of course is something that many have read in its various, translated languages as well. Vishwabharati University was set up by Rabindranath Tagore. This land initially was purchased by his father, Rabindranath Tagore, many years ago in the late 1800s. It was purchased by him from a zamindar. He set up a little ashram of sorts over here. And then, of course, with the teachings and the education which was carried out under that, because education was something that the Tagore family was quite keen on in imparting learning and, just basically educating everyone in whatever little that they wanted to learn from, of course, grasping from around the world that they were picking up, things that they were picking up. Rabindranath Tagore, of course, took that vision of his father forward and then, of course, set up this university, started building it. It was, of course, started as a college. It wasn't a university at that point of time. Started building it around the year 1918 at that point of time, and eventually 3 years later, in the year 1921, it was inaugurated, and it was still a college at that point of time in Shanti Niketan. It is basically the campus per se is not in one place, Nabila. The campus is split up in two little twin towns. There are twin towns. There is Shantiniketan and there is Sriniketan. There are twin towns over here in Bolpur, and the campus buildings are spread out. This is, of course, the main campus where we're standing, which Mr. Amit Shah is, of course, going across right now and visiting. But the buildings are spread out across these twin towns of Shantiniketan and Sriniketan. So this is what eventually then became, in the year, like I said, 1951, a university, a central university. It is considered to be an institute of national importance, a public research central university, and all kinds of courses are taught over here. But of course, like I said, the focus has always been in the way that Rabindranath envisioned it, that it should be about imparting learnings to the point that the student feels satisfied, to the point that the student feels, yes, I feel that I've learned something. And this is not about, the concept is not about rote learning or anything. The concept is about feeling that I feel educated enough. I feel that, yes, now I know my subject, the subject that I came here to understand and learn. Now I feel that I fully understand that. So there is scope for students and teachers to continue on with the course. There's no specific time limit to continue on with the course until both teacher and student feel satisfied that yes, now the student knows everything that there is to know in this particular subject. Vishwabharati in itself means a communion of the world with India, because Rabindranath's understanding of education was such that it was about taking world learnings, taking from every little good thing that there is around in terms of learning from across the world and imparting that within the parameters of, India and its own understanding to students, because it is about learning from everything that you can possibly learn. It's not about restricting your learning or saying this is the course, learn from A to Z. That's about it. That is where your learning ends. The concept is about learning as much as you possibly can, because education is in every little thing around us, and there is more to receive and learn every day that you want to, because that's what knowledge is about as well. And that was his understanding of the subject of education, and that is something that he, of course, tried to institutionalize in a way here with Vishwabharati University. It is a very unique and a different kind of campus. It's got a very mystic feel to it, because students come in here, stay here, learn something and go when they feel that they are satisfied with it. So it's got a very different feel to it, and obviously it's a little student town. When you come here, you get that feeling that this is all about the students who've come here to learn, and obviously people who are looking for a different experience when it comes to the subject of education. Nabila?
Absolutely, Paulami. Thank you for that comprehensive understanding on the significance and the importance of Vishwabharati University, where Amit Shah is right now touring the campus, meeting with the faculty members. This is significant. Amit Shah has one stop here, and the next would be moving on, where he has lunch plans with the Baul folk singer. He also has a rally in Kolkata. It's going to be a big, hectic day for Amit Shah. Let's take a quick look as Amit Shah is all set to hold a road show in Bolpur. Here's our ground report. India Today's reporters there pressed into action, bringing us all the details. Let's take a listen.
मैं इस समय हूँ बोलपुर इलाके में, जहाँ एक और बैंड बाजा बजाया जा रहा है तो वहीं दूसरी ओर लोगों का जमावड़ा है और ये लोगों की भीड़ युवा मोर्चा की भीड़ है। किस तरह से तैयारी है आज के लिए?
बोलिए।
किस तरह से तैयारी है आज
पूरा तैयार है हम लोग अमित शाह जी को सम्मानित जनाने के लिए।
क्या क्या करेंगे आज? कितने रोड शो में कितने हजार लोगों के शामिल हैं?
हम लोग करीब 50,000 हर जगह में हर तरफ से।
उत्साह कितना है कि आज आ रहे हैं?
बहुत उमंग है, उमंग ही उमंग है।
किस बात की खुशी है? क्योंकि ये इलाका हमेशा टीएमसी का रहा है।
इस बंगाल को सोनार बांग्ला बनाने के लिए जो मोदी जी और अमित शाह के नेतृत्व में जैसे लड़ा जा रहा है, हम लोग उसके लिए हम लोग दिल से उसको स्वागत।
आज तो जबरदस्त तैयारी है और यहाँ पे मतलब आप लोग देख पाएंगे कितना संख्या में है। सब गाँव से सब आ रहे हैं और हम लोग पूरा युवा मोर्चा का टीम यहाँ पे, हम लोग का सौमित्रोदा भी आ रहा है।
सौमित्रो खां भी यहीं से आते हैं, क्या है उत्साह?
आज तो हम लोग रैली में चलेंगे उनके साथ और आप लोग देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ का
बैंड बाजा की तैयारी है। ये किसी बारात से कम की तैयारी नहीं है। जो तरह से उत्साह है लोगों में, देखिए गाने बाजे ढोल नगाड़े और खाना खाएंगे बाउल के घर पर। बाउल के घर पर जब खाना खाएंगे तो वो भी एक संदेश देने का होगा। गाने तो सिर्फ है ही, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ उत्साह का माहौल भी है। महिला मोर्चा हो, किसान मोर्चा हो, युवा मोर्चा हो, बाउल के साथ बैठकर खाना खाना हो और इन सब के बीच में एक खुशी की लहर जो दौड़ाने की कोशिश, अपने समर्थकों के साथ खड़े रहने का प्रयास। सैकड़ों की संख्या में लोग आ रहे हैं। ये भीड़ बढ़ती ही चली जा रही है और दोपहर तक जब तक ये भीड़ बढ़ेगी तब तक रोड शो की तैयारी भी पूरी हो चुकी होगी। टैब्लो सजे हुए हैं। देखिए आप उत्साह देखिए लोगों का। कहीं भी जाएंगे तो यहाँ पर क्या है ये स्लोगन्स, और जहाँ एक और अमित शाह के स्वागत की तैयारी तो वहीं दूसरी ओर भीड़ बढ़ती जा रही है। सभी नेता आ रहे हैं कोलकाता से, बाहर से। क्या उत्साह है आज?
बंगाल, पूरा बंगाल में उत्साह ही उत्साह है। सिर्फ पार्टी करीब नहीं, जनगण बाहर आ रहे हैं, घर घर से लोग आ रहे हैं, सब जगह में इतना ही उत्साह है।
कितनी बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि बीरभूम इलाके में लोगों का घर से निकलना बड़ी बात है किसी ऑपोजिशन पार्टी।
ये तो तानाशाही का राज चल रहा है। ममता उसको सब जगह में कर रहा है। बीरभूम में सबसे बड़ा एक ऐसा लीडर है जो इसको चीफ मिनिस्टर बोल रहा है, उसका दिमाग में ऑक्सीजन नहीं जाता है, फिर भी उसको रखा गया है। कल भी 2 कर्मी का दुकान जला दिया गया है, कुछ घर में तोड़ फोड़ किया है, फिर भी लोग रोक नहीं सकते इस बार।
रोक नहीं रहे हैं लोग। देखिए उत्साह देखिए लोगों में, लगातार इतना ही और नहीं अन्याय लगातार। और ये भीड़ अपने आप में बता रही है कि जहां कोविड के काल में मास्क पहने हुए हैं, मास्क नहीं भी पहने हुए हैं, सर पर लगातार लोगों की भीड़ बढ़ती चली जा रही है।
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.